So Adam, I was going to ask you what's so special about your pizzeria, cafe, bakery, but I think the clue is in that question right there, isn't it?
Yeah, I think the central focus of the whole business, the concept is around sourdough. So we bake our own bread, we make the sourdough for pizzas, the balls every day, we prove for 12 to 14 hours. So it's a big operation based around sourdough. Yeah.
I love that. I love how you've managed to put it into span it across the menu. You know, it's in the breakfast, it's in the lunch, it's in the dinner, it's in the snacks. Was it fun coming up with that menu, and how long did it take?
Yeah, I mean, I've always wanted to do something with sourdough. When I was a child in Cyprus, I used to watch my grandmother make sourdough bread. It wasn't called sourdough bread, it was called bread, because that's how all bread was made before sort of, the production of artificial yeast and the mass production of it. So, and I've always got that memory, and so I thought I want to open a bakery. Brunch is my favourite thing, pizza's my favourite thing, so I thought just bring it together and do it,
That's great. Tell me about sourdough crumpets. They're on your menu. I've never had them, and I can't wait to try them. That's first for me.
Okay. We wanted to... All our dishes have got a slight twist to them. So instead of doing the traditional Eggs Benedict, Eggs Royale and all the rest of it, we thought we'd do it on homemade crumpets. And because of the theme sourdough, we tried sourdough crumpets as well. There are recipes out there for sourdough crumpets, and we've come up with one that it's easy to replicate and to produce. So we bake them every day, and everyone seems to enjoy it as well. It's because every cafe restaurant has Eggs Benedict on its menu, but there's a slight twist here. So I think that's why people like it as well. I think it goes better as well than English muffins, personally. Yeah.
Defo, I can't wait to try. So you also do an all-you-can-eat, which surely is everyone's dream. It's not really an all-you-can-eat, but you have your... Well, explain it. Tell us all about that. How you came up with that concept and why it works for you.
Sure. For a certain price, you can order 2 sides that are on the menu, and then as much toast and butter, jam, marmalade as you want for an hour. So, and it's quite a good idea. I think people are tempted by that because a lot of people love the bread that we do. We also make the butter from scratch. So we make our own butter. Every 2 days we churn. And we make our own jam and marmalade, so everything is an experience. We also do a homemade Nutella, which is a chocolate hazelnut spread, and that's really popular as well. We charge a little bit extra for that because it's quite expensive to make.
But it's only 50p extra.
Yeah, it's a 50p for a nice portion. Yeah.
And one of my favourite things about the place is you have toasters on every table. So it really is. It's fresh from you, and then it's fresh because I'm literally toasting it myself. So I know that it's that boiling hot toast. That's my favourite.
Well, this is it. I think people are very particular about their toast. Some people like to slightly burn it. Some people just like it warmed, And because there's so much effort going into sourdough bread. It takes a long time to prove, to shape, to rest, and to bake. That you should enjoy it as you want, and also it really helps the business the way it runs, because running back and forth trying to get the toast right for a customer, it's a bit time consuming, whereas this way they can do it themselves. It's quite a novelty actually. There are some people who come who've never used a toaster before, and you've got to explain how to use a toaster. Do you believe it?
It's such a small little thing, but I think it makes such a big difference, makes it really personal. So talking of personal, you are a co-founder with your sister. So was this something you've always spoken about since you were like younger? How did it come about? Why is it family run?
Well, my parents came over, first generation immigrants from Cyprus, and they always had food businesses, cafes, kebab shops, fish and chip shops and all that, and they went back and retired. And I've always said I'm never going to go into that, and my career was totally different. I worked with NGOs, charities. I studied music. My sister went off in a different direction as well, and maybe it's a midlife crisis. I just thought I just went back full circle, and I'm actually really enjoying it. And this is where I want to be right now. So it never occurred to me that I would do this since I was a child, because I grew up in it, and I know the pressures, working weekends, nights, holidays. It's quite difficult. But I think you get to a certain age and you see the wisdom in what they did in terms of being in control, running your own business. If you want to close it for a week, you can. If you don't like people you're working with, you can change that. Not that I do that, but I'm very lucky with my staff at the moment. So it's become a dream as I've gotten older. It was always a nightmare when I was growing up. Yeah.
Well, you saw the hard side of it with your parents, I'm sure. So what's your one business tip for someone, a Londoner out there thinking, do you know what, I want to be like this, I want to have my own. What's your one business tip?
Be prepared to be able to do every aspect of the job. So I can cook, I can bake, I can make coffee, I can serve. And if you can't, that's fine. Train up, employ people that can, learn from them, and also believe in what you're serving. So if you're serving something that you want to eat, then it will be on the money. It'll be good. And don't overprice it as well. I think pricing is quite important, especially now in this environment. But yeah, have fun with it as well. So we're quite a small operation. It's going really well. We've been open 2.5 years, and we're thinking about opening a second one, and I might have some news very soon. Whoever's watching this, yeah, it'll be great. And Camberwell. So hopefully there should be something going on this week in terms of signing documents. So hopefully in 3 or 4 months we'll have a second one called More Flour to the People. Yeah, not Flour to the People too. Or Flour to the People Camberwell, called More Flour to the People, yeah.
Well, I like that exclusive. Thanks for that.
Okay.
And I like that you're expanding, because you have a queue down this road, don't you, every weekend? That must feel fabulous. So I'm really glad you're expanding.
Thank you very much. Yeah, I mean, it's taken time, but we've got a bit of a reputation locally, and we have people queuing up for up to an hour outside to wait for a table. We've only got 24 covers. So, but the food is good. Everything's made from scratch, from the butter, jam, marmalade, as I said. The beans, we make that from scratch, house potatoes, crumpets. You know, the only thing we don't have is a chicken laying the eggs. So, but everything else is homemade, and that's, I think, the concept, you know.
Maybe that's next, get a little farm in the back going.
Yeah, I wish, if I had the land. If I had the land, why not?
Thank you so much for chatting to us.
Thank you very much.